Let's go! You know, three idiots on a podcast. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Runs sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Bill. Oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Ryan Gosling of USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.
Welcome in, Coyote fans. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to episode 5 of season 2. The gang's all here tonight. My name is Jordan Decker. I will be joined by fellow Coyote fans Mark Wendt and the Ryan Gosling of USD, Mr. Chad Berger. We got another new friend of the show tonight. Avery Vanhook of USD Volleyball stops by in just a few minutes. Look forward to visiting with her about USD Volleyball. We'll also recap the week that was in USD Athletics, as well as look to the week ahead. Busy week for USD. As always, we will close out the show with our eye chart of the week nominees. We've got some good ones. Again, that's coming up at the end of the show. Some business first, though. Quick disclaimer, the opinions on this show are ours and do not represent USD or USD Athletics. Social channels. All right, you can find us on X at HowWithUs3, myself at JD6OP5, Mark Wendt at WDiamond605, and Chad Berger at Chad Berger, BIRGER, at Chad Berger. On Facebook, just search The Howling Podcast. Please like and follow our page. And then on YouTube, welcome to those joining on YouTube tonight at The Howling Podcast. Please smash that subscribe button. For those on X, Facebook, or YouTube, be sure to drop a comment or a question for Avery during the interview, and then we'll be able to share those on screen. As always, tonight's show is brought to you by our friends at 19 Brewing Company in Vermilion. Really appreciate their sponsorship for the 2025-2026 season. So before we get going, though, we're going to get a quick word in from Katie at 19 Brewing Company.
Looking for a place where good beer meets better company? Welcome to 19 Brewing Company, Vermilion's first craft brewery and home to Coyote Legacy Blonde Ale. Brought to you by 2 USD alumni, Coyote Legacy isn't just any beer. It's a chance to give back to student scholarships while enjoying a refreshing blonde ale. With 12 rotating taps, a flavor-it-yourself seltzer, and homemade root beer, we have something for every Coyote fan. 19 Brewing Company. Good beer, better company.
Gentlemen, we made it.
Let's go.
Good evening. Here we go.
We're back. Let's go.
Feeling good. Great weekend. Feeling good.
Big week this week, but Mark, what happened over the past week?
Soccer this afternoon, 1-1 draw versus Wyoming. Volleyball, as we'll get into here very shortly, beat Villanova 3-1, lost to Wichita 3-1, and swept Drake in impressive fashion. Football, also in impressive fashion, also beat Drake. Drake sucks, 42-21. Tennis had a very successful weekend. Cross country, 9th, women 9th overall, men 10th. And softball hosted Marty. We'll get into the Skittles count here in a little bit, but let's get into it, fellas.
Yeah. Well, we have a new friend of the show tonight. One of the favorites, players out on the court, number 2 in your program, but number 1 in your heart. Welcome to the show, Avery Vanhook.
Hello.
The pride of Marion, Iowa. Welcome, Avery.
Thanks for having me.
I remember that picture. It was a little weird. We thought like to wear a volleyball uniform during the Summit League tournament and to bring a volleyball, but we still had it was really nice to meet you there. I mean,
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's a great picture.
The fun part was she set a slide and Morgan Bodie came out of nowhere and just smashed the ball. It was kind of crazy. Yeah.
Not the world.
Yep. So Avery, how did you become a Coyote?
Oh, it's a long story, honestly. So when I was younger, I actually knew Michael and Abby. Michael coached at the club that I played at, and Abby played at the club that I played at. And I have a sister that's 8 years older than me. So she played at that club as well. So Michael coached her for maybe a tournament when they needed a coach, and Abby was a couple of years older than my sister. So knew them for a really long time. And my sister actually went on a visit to South Dakota, Leanne's first day as head coach. So when it came time for me to start looking at schools and going to camps, my dad reached out to Michael and was like, "What's South Dakota about?" And I went to a camp here going into my freshman year of high school. And I was like, yep, that's the place for me. And when June 15th came along, after my sophomore year, Leanne reached out to me, and the rest is history.
I can't imagine being a sophomore and getting that call. That'd be awesome. I want to ask you a little bit about the transition from club and high school to D1 volleyball. What was that transition like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I started as a freshman, so I feel like that kind of in itself is a big change, and taking on a different role. I felt like in club and high school, I kind of had a bigger leadership role, especially being a senior and then coming in and starting as a freshman. So I kind of had to figure that out. Obviously, the pace is a lot faster, different coaches, and I'm meeting everybody for the first time. No one from my high school came to South Dakota, so I was meeting everybody. So that was a big adjustment in itself. But I would say I'm a pretty social person, so making friends and stuff was easy on that end.
I love that. Let's keep going on that, Avery. So this summer, you guys went overseas, had a great experience over there. You know, when we watch you guys, you have a ton of fun. Like
Yes.
win or lose, right? Like you guys are having a ton of fun out there. Talk about the vibes with this team this season.
Yeah. I mean, I think as a team, we all love each other so much. And you hit on that Spain and Portugal trip. That in itself, like, oh my gosh, like the freshmen came in, they went on that trip with us. And when we came in for preseason, it wasn't, how do we get these freshmen to know what the culture is like on our team, or know how Leanne, Michael, Abby, and Barrett coach us and how practices go, because we had already done it for 10 days and experienced a different culture together. And that was amazing. But yeah, we all love each other. We do stuff outside of volleyball all the time. You see us at basketball games. We try to go to football games when we can. We were really successful last year, but I don't think we're going to be as successful this year. But yeah, we support other teams, and we love doing that. And then we love getting support by them on the back end too. But yeah, we're all just have a lot of fun together. We like to joke with each other and give each other a hard time, but also, be each other's biggest cheerleader. And, we all love to support and cheer on each other.
Avery, you mentioned when you came in as a freshman, you started right away. You had a very talented team right away. You had some high level teammates on that squad, and tell us a little bit about what it was like as a freshman to step in and have these big names, upperclassmen on the squad.
Yeah, I mean, you have Madison Harms, who's a fifth year, has a lot of experience, and it's like, how do you just get the ball to her for her to just kill it? But I also so grateful for her, and even Junkie, although I didn't get to play on the court with her, she was there and she taught me the way. And I mean, I could hold on to them, and they kind of guided me through everything. And then I think once they left, I kind of was like, okay, two humongous people, a part of our program, left. I have to step a little bit up a little bit in my leadership role. I'm still a sophomore, but how can I be some type of leader? But they were great role models for me to be on the court, but also off the court, just how to be a great person in general.
I was going to ask you about just being a setter in general. Obviously, you got 2 or 3 weapons, 4 or 5 weapons really on this year's squad. How, when a play's happening, is it just a feel where you're setting the ball to, or what goes into that?
Yeah, definitely some feel there, but also like you said, there's weapons on every pin, in the middle. Like anybody can be on it any night, and we scouted out also like smaller blockers, who's going to have success in which rotations. But, my hitters trust me and I trust my hitters to get the job done. So there's not much thinking. It's just kind of vibes, to be honest.
Right on.
So as someone who is ever expanding their knowledge on volleyball as I am, Avery, what goes into like both offense and defense, like pre-point? Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, quarterback goes up, there might be an audible, whatever. What are you guys kind of talking about before the point on the court?
Yeah, it kind of depends on if we're receiving or if we're serving. So we scout out what kind of things they run along the net when they're in serve receive. So we're talking about where our hitters are, who's assigned to who. The middles and Abby talk before every play about if they're going to hedge or if they're going to read or if it's a 2-pass go, which is just volleyball slang, so that's not really that important. But when we're receiving, it's, what are you hitting? And sometimes it's I go up to my hitter, I'm like, what do you want right now? And what are you going to be most confident taking a big rip on? But it's sometimes it's not even like that. It's just like, you got it. Let's go. Just go do your thing.
Avery, Jordan is such a learner of the game of volleyball. We're going to quiz him right now. Jordan, do we run a 4-2, a 6-2, or a 5-1?
6-2.
No, we run a 5-1. We run a 5-1. Yep, that's okay. We've gone over this three times this season.
Yep, that's my bad. Coach.
So we run a 5-1. So our one setter on the court out there is Avery, which means that Avery, in 3 spots in the rotation, you're a front row player.
Yes.
And we saw some highlights from you this past weekend where you were getting up and smashing the ball. You also are just phenomenal at, you're left-handed. And so a lot of times when you get those high passes, you go up and you do we call it the Avery Vanhook shot, where you kind of just tap it over with your left hand.
Mm-hmm.
How big of an advantage is that for you to have that, presence in the front row and be able to, attack the ball at the net?
Yeah, I think this weekend specifically, I showed the swing more than I feel like I ever have. It's been in my toolbox since, high school, but I just never really felt comfortable with it. And Wichita State and Drake had a defense that I could go attack and have a lot of success with that. But yeah, being left-handed, that's a big privilege as a setter. So that's why they wanted me to be a setter from such a young age for not being super tall. But yeah, the blockers hold with me. It opens our hitters up one-on-one, and there's tight balls. Sometimes they don't get up with me, the blocker, and I dump it, or sometimes they do get up with me and our hitters don't have a block or have one block and they're going to have a lot more success. And that comes with, what we recognize the blockers doing from the beginning of the game, but also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in every timeout, me and Barrett talk for a little bit. And it's, what are we feeling? What are we seeing? And Barrett's like, the blockers are holding with you. So let's keep dishing it out, or they're not even paying attention with you. These shots are open for you.
So we were trying to figure out a hand signal when you do decide to crush one.
Mm-hmm.
We're going with the Van Hook. I don't know if that's going to work. Dr. Carrie Owen decided that this was a van and this was the hook. So we're still working on that.
The official logo of USD volleyball, like, can the hook, like Jerry West is the NBA logo. Can we do the hook?
Yeah.
Or it's an NIL opportunity. I mean,
there is. Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like I have to take advantage of that being my last name. Something. We need a creative minds for that one.
We're going to get into it later, but I did want to ask you about we're pretty proud of section 106 row 2 around here. That's where we hang out. But there was some gentlemen on the other end of section 106 row 2. Obviously you noticed them. Do you know anything about them? Like, who are they?
Yes, I do know them. Yeah. They're a part of the Newman Center at the Coyote Catholic. They are awesome. I go there all the time. I do discipleship there. I also do Bible study. So I know them all really well. And I was actually walking, and one of them drove by me and was like, "Yeah, good job tonight, Avery." And I was like, "Yes, let's go." Yeah, but they are awesome. They're not going to be here this weekend against ORU because they have a retreat, but they promised me they'd be at every other game, so we can hold them to that.
We'll hold it down for you.
Yeah. Mark, I did notice though you weren't at the Villanova game.
I think Avery's got her eye chart of the week. I think Avery's got her eye chart now. Okay, silly question for me. What are the different celebrations? Like when you're running around in a circle, like what are on the sidelines there? Like what are all of those?
You know, that I actually have I only know the dumping one because it's called the creepy crawly where they crawl on the ground and do this thing. But I know the chest bump is for an ace. They have so many cheers. I don't even know what they do for me when I serve, but I know Sierra's is goggles because it makes 2 C's and her nickname is C. But they have so many, and the Duck Duck Goose was new this weekend because I asked. I was like, "Have you guys done that before?" And no. But Kate Legal wants to whip out a back handspring, but Leanne's not going to let her. So.
Did you say Duck Duck Goose?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that is the correct. We're just confirming that here tonight.
Yeah, not Duck Duck Gray Goose because we have Minnesota people on our team, and they like to fight it. But we play this game called Catchphrase before every game, and Duck Duck Goose was on it. So that is the official name.
Gotcha. Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes.
Interesting. These are the type of insights you don't get everywhere else, folks. I mean, this is Avery Vanhook joining us tonight on the Howling Podcast. Avery, I wanted to ask, to kind of follow up on that, the celebrations, the little, dances and everything that goes on the bench, amazing. The only other sport that I think is comparable is softball. Softball does a lot of stuff in the bench and everything. Which group of bench players do you think has more fun during a game, softball or volleyball?
Volleyball.
Okay.
Because I think it's the dancing, we're all really I don't know. I feel like softball is more like chants. Volleyball is more like show me your moves. And I love dance battles and challenges. I feel like I love watching it when I'm watching games. I don't know. Because that girl against one of our challenges did a backflip. So Kate was going to do a back handspring, but Leanne said no. And so we're waiting for that she can do that.
Failed to bring the eye chart as well. So that's -2 points to me. Avery, so as Leanne says, the preseason's over. We're on to conference play. How do you feel like the team is heading into what counts here?
Yeah, I mean, we had quite a tough preseason, but I mean, going 2-1 in every weekend. I mean, obviously, we wish you could have some back and go 3-0 one of the times at least. It was, I mean, exactly what we needed. If you look at who's beating who in the Summit League, what Summit League teams are beating Big Ten teams and stuff. The Summit League is going to be really, really good this year, and it's going to have a lot of really good competition. But I think our team is in a really good spot. I think we are going to be able to out-team people, but also outperform people. And I think that's an amazing thing to be able to say going into season this year.
You're right, though. I mean, you look at St. Thomas, North Dakota State, the other school up north, Omaha, Denver, they've had pretty good preseasons. And so, I mean, Yote fans, you go to goyotes.com, check out the volleyball schedule. Those home games are going to be home matches are going to be very important.
Yes, definitely. I think, it's going to be really nice this year that we get to play state on a Saturday. So hopefully we can get a lot of support to those games because those are going to be really big ones for us.
Avery, one of the things I've noticed in the past, I don't know, over the weekend especially, but it seems like you're digging a lot more balls. Are teams just trying to, dump over the top, and are you just covering that, or is that something where they're trying to attack you to get the Yotes out of system, or like what's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, probably, but I do take a lot of pride in my defense. I think I am a pretty good defender. So I do read the hitters really well. But yeah, definitely if you can take the setter out of the play and not take the second ball, I think that's what a lot of teams are wanting to do. But I will say on the back end, Cameron and Sam, sorry, her nickname's Sue, has stepped in and is putting up great out of system balls, and we're still terminating on the back end. And I feel like I've kind of noticed is like set one, I get a lot of digs, and then the next couple of sets, I don't really get hit to as much. And I don't know if it's the other teams like changing their game plan or what it is, but I mean, we're still getting great attacks on the back end when I'm being attacked too. But yeah, I love playing defense. That is like one of my favorite things.
Avery, have you ever called someone and pretended to be a minion?
No, it's not me. It's not me. I promise. It is not me. I've been in the room when they called people pretending to be a minion, but it's not me. I promise.
3 minions might show up to a future volleyball match here, especially in the month of October.
I hope so. I hope so.
We are just all over the place with these questions. We're going from like, other teams' strategy against you, and then all of a sudden minions. Next question. I mean, everywhere.
Yeah, no, I better see at least 3 minions at a game one day.
It's getting this guy to getting a minion. Am I pointing in the right direction, Bird?
Yeah.
Pointing at me, Jordan?
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to get him on board.
Well, I'm a serious volleyball fan, so it's kind of it's one of those things where
you wore a shark on your head for a basketball game last year.
So speaking of that, so yeah, Grace Larkin's basketball team last year, phenomenal. We had a theory which turned out to be true that she was really, really good at basketball. We have another theory so far, and I think it's holding true, but we think that Lauren Medic is really, really good at volleyball.
She is. Really
yeah. Do you want to talk about her a little bit?
Yeah, of course. She's awesome. We have a great connection, and it's always we look at each other and we're like, I got you, you got me, and we're good. But yeah, she stepped into a humongous role last year, being a 6 rotation outside. And she killed it, being part of the All Summit League freshman team. But she's taking on an even bigger role this year without Kylan. And she's now kind of being the leader of the pack on the outside and bringing – Sam's older but has a little less experience. But those two together are bringing in Ava. And Ava has been doing amazing things. And they're doing great things being a leader to her. And Lauren's awesome. She plays 6 rows. It's a really hard job to do. She serve receives. She plays defense. She gets probably the most attacks on our team. So her shoulder, her legs, her knees probably are really tired, but she never complains, and she just goes and does her job all the time.
Yeah, and besides you, she's the only other person out there, that's hitting all the 6 rotations. So
yeah,
she's doing a really good job.
Yeah, she is.
So you mentioned knees and everything. You've had that wrap around your leg here this season. That's just to kind of help you a little bit, right? There's nothing serious going on there?
Nope, nothing serious. Nothing structurally wrong. I just have a grandma hip that doesn't like to work right. So it helps a little bit.
You move around okay out there on the court, though.
I try. Yes.
All right. Mark, you got a question?
Well, I was just kind of curious. You probably don't do it so much anymore, but like during the workups to the season, how fun is it to be on the other end of a Lauren Medic kill?
Not fun. Not at all. Yeah, she just explodes, makes you just, and sometimes you just got to get hit. I think there was, one practice that I think I got hit in the face like 3 times, and I was like, well, what can you do about it? But yeah, no, not fun. And not being fun being a blocker either, because she hits your hand really hard and your hand will sting for a while.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch. One of the things that you've improved on so far this season is your serving, and Dr. O wanted to know, friend of the show, Dr. Carrioyan, wanted to know about how you can direct your serves so well.
Good questions.
Is she joking? My
At
serve?
almost every match, you're doing great.
No. Oh gosh. Okay. I don't know if I can give any serving tips at all.
So there's
I tried.
870.25 square feet,
no.
and are you just trying to hit one of them, or like are you like?
You know what? Hey, we have a lot of UND listeners, so that's good, Avery. You're not wanting to spill any beans.
Yeah.
That's really smart, actually.
I'm like the worst server on our team. Like,
that is not the confidence we need to hear.
no, I'm really good. I will say I took a big step from the first weekend to this weekend, I will say, but I'm still not where I want to be. But I did get an ace this weekend, so that's a score.
There you go.
I was hoping you guys wouldn't bring up serving.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
Way to go, Dr. O.
Yeah, it's a friend of the show. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pass that one off. How about like Cameron Ferris? Do you want to maybe talk about her a little bit? She's the libero. She never gets to like get up and swing or anything just because of the position she plays, but she always seems to dig those balls out, and her passes are just spectacular. 98% of the time it's right to you, it hits you in both hands. Talk a little bit about her.
Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, she came in as a freshman and played under Lolo, but started as a DS and then took in that libero position her sophomore year. And she's been my libero my entire time here. So we do have that connection of, I got you, you got me. But the one thing we say to each other before every start of the set is, let's go get a dig on this first point. And I think that instills confidence in both of us. But she's just a steady presence on the court, and everybody enjoys playing around her. And yeah, she gives her all. I mean, she's averaging over 5 digs per set, and that's just unheard of.
And she had 2 kills this last.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, she did, and one was actually a swing.
Right.
Yeah, she shocked the world with that one.
And we just got word. And she's also. We just had our team look at this back set. She's also really good at volleyball.
Correct.
Cameron?
Yeah. So that's another
she's
one
good.
that we can confirm here tonight.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah. I think they need nicknames too. Like, Larkin the Shark, Lark the Shark. I think we all need some nicknames,
Yes. Well, we'll work on this, but Grace gave that to us on the interview.
You got to feed this. Yeah, you got to feed this to us.
If you have,
I think you need to show up with a hook in your hand one day.
All right.
With the eye patch.
Yeah.
We talking like plastic hooks, because I don't think facilities would let us in with,
Yeah, plastic, of course. Yes.
Okay.
And I think, yeah. One of my nicknames when I was younger was Captain Hook. So
there we go. So October 23rd, you're at home hosting Denver. It's Halloween night, so maybe if we get a group of fans to dress up as the Pirates and have the hooks as hands, that might be kind of a. Yep.
I need the minions though too. You
minions
can't
a minion pirate would be.
That would be yeah. I'll get some insight on what other nicknames we have for other teammates too. So.
All right, looking forward to it.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Avery. Dr. O did chime in. You're doing a great job. So
thank you. You stumped me with the serving question, but still here, still smiling. So not crying yet. So
Avery, we love watching you on the volleyball court, and we're looking for great things this conference season out of you and the rest of the Yotes. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Go get him, Avery.
Yes. Bye.
Right. Go Yotes.
Go Yotes.
All right.
That's
awesome. Yes.
Fantastic.
we've never had a bad guest on this show. Like I feel like every week, just fantastic.
Undefeated. Absolutely undefeated.
Yep. And that just shows you that the quality of people in USD athletics is just top notch. I mean, just everyone is spectacular, love to have a good time, able to have a little bit of sense of humor about things, and just great at sports. So love it. Well, sorry.
I'm really looking forward to dressing up in Minions with you guys. I really am.
That's happening.
We'll make it happen.
When? We're not sure, but it's happening.
We'll make sure to announce it on the show on a future date.
Correct.
But right now, we've got some news and notes.
News and notes. So big news today, or not today, it came out later, but we're announcing it right now. Summer League tournament tickets are available at goyotes.com. They weren't available at goyotes.com last year, right? So this is a little tricky. The Summit League has finally redone the seating in the Premier Center. So go to goyotes.com, get these tickets. You're going to be seated with a group of Coyote fans, right? They're going to get 20 tickets in section XYZ, and they're going to get 100 tickets in 107, whatever. But get these tickets. We're going to be sprinkled throughout the Premier Center. As Dawn used to say when she was here, let's paint this place red. Here's your opportunity. No excuses. Let's get it done. Both basketball teams are going to be way better than they were last year. Guarantee it. So
if you are listening or watching this show, chances are you've probably already gotten your tickets, or like you're going to get them. You need to text your buddies, text your family, be like, hey, the all session passes are available now. Remember how we used to complain and moan about, not having good seats? We got it. We weren't the only school that was wanting this. There was a lot of others. So Mark said, we're going to be sprinkled throughout the Denny in different sections, but we have sections for Coyote fans. Now is the time. Buy them. I think it's like $233, but it averages out to like $15 a game. It's a great deal. Just get them.
Yep.
Have your friends pay you back.
And every guest we've had on the show, we took a picture with them at the Summer League tournament. So, I mean, how do you not show up for that?
It's an extended D-Days. It's it's a party. It's a great party.
And of course, we're talking about the Summit League basketball tournaments, usually in March. Yep. Okay.
Yep. In other news, there's less than 1,000 tickets to some football game where we're playing a team up north on November 8th. Be sure to also go to goyotes.com/tickets to gobble those up for other folks do. It was announced earlier this week. We're moving to Nike as our official jersey and apparel provider next season. So look forward to that. Nike does a great job with apparel, as everyone knows. So really, really excited for that. Former Yote Nate Tibbetts has the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA semifinals. They were playing as I logged on here tonight. I don't know how that's going, but congrats to Nate. Mark Wendt was not awarded Veteran of the Game at any game this week. As Avery mentioned, I wasn't at a couple of them, so maybe I missed my opportunity. I don't know. Chad Berger, not awarded Professor of the Game. The Howling Podcast, Tailgate, not awarded Tailgaters of the Game. Our DMs are open as far as I know.
We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. I got to fill in those last 3 home games.
Yeah. Eventually they'll run out of other people, right? Jordan Decker, it says here, had a great Saturday. Jordan.
Yeah, had a great Saturday. Just really quick. My oldest is in flag football. That's where I was at on Saturday. And he scored his first touchdown. He had a few great runs, and he scored his first touchdown because the other team just didn't know how to rip his flags off. He stopped about 3 different times to look back, and we're just like, go, keep going. You got to play to the whistle. So a very proud dad moment. My oldest scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, congrats to him. Chad Berger, our own, very own Chad Berger, does a great job running who's on the screen and who's not. If you watched last year, me and Jordan cannot do that. So he will be featured on an episode of Vermilion Unplugged. If you haven't tuned into that podcast, Jose does a great job.
Absolutely.
And so we look forward to that coming out. And conference season, as we touched a little bit with Avery, is here. Summit League play for football. Well, not for football. Missouri Valley Football Conference. For football, Summit League for volleyball and soccer is on deck. So it's time to get get serious.
But have fun. But be
Of course.
serious.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, that's news and notes. Next up, let's go back and recap some of those highlights from what happened over the past week. Mark, you mentioned earlier the football team was at home, played against Drake. And how did that one end up?
Well, I think we finally saw the Yotes we've been expecting all year, right? A little bit. We scored right away. We scored early and often. I think coming into the fourth quarter, Drake had 100-ish, maybe a touch over total yards. It was 35-7 or 42-7, whatever it was. Aiden Bauman looked like Aiden Bauman. LJ Phillips Jr. looked like LJ Jr. Phillips, and the defense forced a couple turnovers and played really, really well. Gave up a couple in the fourth quarter, but overall, like, this is kind of the Yotes we were hoping to see from the get-go.
Absolutely. Beautiful 72 degrees in the dome, like always. 7,400 people, 100 people, Jordan. Yeah, great crowd there. Lots of good stuff happening. And like Mark said, Yotes got off to a lead right away, 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, 28-7 at halftime, and then 42-7 at the end of the third quarter, putting the Bulldogs, or whatever they are, from Drake to bed. Phenomenal performance by the Yotes. As far as scoring summary, LJ Phillips Jr. started off the scoring with a 2-yard run, and then had 4 total touchdown runs in this one. He just was phenomenal. I did confirm that the J in LJ does actually stand for junior. Right. So we did get that confirmation. But in addition to LJ just going off, a couple of Lorenzo Fenner touchdown receptions from Aiden Bauman, and
Lorenzo's a baller.
Yeah, just having a day. Yep. And shout out Will Ayland, every single PAT, right? Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Good job there, Will. So, overall, the Bulldogs did get a couple of late touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but for the most part, things went the way they should have. Aiden Bauman finished 13 for 20 for 226 yards and those 2 touchdowns that we mentioned earlier. Lorenzo Fenner, 2 touchdowns, 101 yards, or 2 receptions for 101 yards, and both of those were touchdowns. So if that's not a great day, I don't know what is. If every single ball you catch goes for a touchdown, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and the offensive line, you guys, like I was trying to watch a decent chunk of it today. The offensive line continues to impress, doing a great job. Even though, 4 weeks into the season, I'm still impressed with every game so far. They've been good.
Yep.
Well, and LJ Phillips showed that 19 carries, 143 yards. Didn't get a 301 this time, but 4 touchdowns, still pretty good. And Phillips, Watkins, and Bryant all had carries of over 30 yards in this one. Defensively, Mark, talk a little bit about the defense.
Yeah, Mikey Munn, I guess if we're being honest here, he got picked on kind of early in the season. But he answered the bell. 6 total tackles and 2 really outstanding interceptions. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Really outstanding catches. Really, really happy for Mikey to bounce back like that. Wade Abrams had 7 tackles. Roman Tillman had 6 tackles. Really, it was just as the football team tweeted out, it was a group effort. 22 Yotes recorded at least 1 tackle. So total team effort on the defensive side of the ball. And total yards here, Yotes 508, Bulldogs 302. A lot of that was in, I think fans would say, garbage time. I will tell you, though, from my vantage point, Coach Johansson didn't think it was garbage time. When they came off the field, he was giving the defense a lot of what for.
He talked about that in the post-game show at the press conference, too. We were listening on the radio on the road. He was not happy with the way the fourth quarter went.
Yeah, it wasn't hard to tell he was not happy. It was apparent. So, but overall, like I say, the Yotes look like the Yotes, and just in time for a big game coming up here, which we'll get to here in a little bit.
Yeah, just dominating total yardage, dominating the scoreboard, and just great performance by the Yotes overall. So, good win. Any other comments?
On to the Valley play.
All right. Well, we'll go over that here in a little bit. But before we do, let's talk a little bit of volleyball. So we talked with Avery earlier. The Yotes played Villanova. We learned Mark Wendt was not in attendance. And I was not either. I was watching at home. But this one was a very tight match. Yotes won the first set 25-19. The second one, 25-19.
Jesus.
Third set, Villanova pulled off the upset here in the third set, knocked off the Yotes 25-22. And then that fourth one, I mean, it was back and forth and lots of stuff there, but the Yotes were able to pull it out 25-23. It's always good when you can close that out and don't have to go to the fifth set. I mean, that's something where it's a big deal there. Attendance, almost 1,000 fans there in the SCSC. Kind of rowdy, some good stuff going on there. And overall, as far as stat wise here, you can see some of these kill percentages, these attack percentages up here, and they're all over 200 or 400 in some cases. Morgan Bodie, friend of the show, still crushing things, just absolutely scoring points left and right. As far as blocks go, making things happen in the middle and doing a great job there. Lauren Medic, we talked about her with Avery earlier, but she's just attacking the ball really, really hard and then digging things out. She's playing all those six spots in the rotation, doing really well there. And Avery, as we mentioned earlier, just looking at the attacks on this one, she had 2 big kills in this one, as well as 49 assists and 14 digs. So yeah, lots of great numbers there for the team. Overall, I'm not going to go through and read every single stat. Where could the folks find these stats if they wanted them, Mark?
Yeah. GoYotes.com is where we get all of them and post them here. So thanks to GoYotes.com.
Yeah, they do a great job. All the stats, their stories, their stats, everything's very easy to find. Go to GoYotes.com and you can find all of that information. So then Friday night rolls around and the Yotes host Wichita. Which song says they're going to Wichita?
That's Seven Nation Army.
Seven Nation Army. But we didn't go to Wichita. Wichita came to Vermilion, and unfortunately, the Yotes ended up on the wrong end of this one, 3-1. Wichita took the first set 25-14. Yotes bounced back and took the second set 25-22. But then Wichita kind of dominant in that third set, 25-15. And then the fourth set was tight. It was snug, as some might say, but Wichita was able to pull it off, 26-24, untimely service error in this one. It was 24-24. We made a service error, and then they were able to close it out. So a little bit of a rough one there.
So you guys think of Seven Nation Army with Wichita? I think of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's just me.
Over 1,000 fans were there on Friday night at the SCSC for this one, and you can see the percentages were a little bit lower on this one. Wichita had a little bit, more well-rounded block and defense set up in this game, but you can see that, still some good numbers here. A couple names that stuck out to me in this one. Audrey Nelson had a really good match in this one, ended up with 11.5 points. Do you guys know how someone gets a half a point in volleyball?
Is this rhetorical?
No, this is just a quiz question.
Not a clue.
Okay, how do you score a point in volleyball, Jordan? When you hit the ball and it lands on the other side.
It lands in the court. Yeah.
Okay, so in what situation might you and someone else touch a ball and it lands on the other side?
If they both hit it.
If you block it, right? And so I'm assuming that one of those was a block, and Audrey Nelson is doing a good job. Former middle for the Yotes, and now she's playing that outside, the right side or opposite side hitter this year and doing a good job. But some good stuff there. Amanda Lotion still doing her thing, and we'll see that here in just a little bit.
I would point out.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Ava Ball made her appearance back in this match, and I think we're going to see that in the next couple of slides. Her insertion into the lineup definitely changed things for the Yotes here. So,
yeah,
she played
Ava's
really well.
just a freshman,
Right.
so we saw her a little bit earlier this season, and now we're seeing her getting back into things. And Saturday, the Yotes took on Drake, and this one, 25-21, 25-21, 25-13, 1,600 fans at this one.
It's a great crowd.
Great crowd. Right after the football game, and Drake was Drake, USD was Kendrick, and took care of Drake in this one. Not even close. Never a question in this one. If you look at the total attack numbers on this slide right here against Drake, something stand out to you, Mark?
Well, 49 is a big number for Lauren, and as I mentioned, 23 for Ava. A couple others in the 20s, Amanda Lotion, and friend of the show, Morgan Bodie.
Yep.
And also some pretty good hitting percentages there as well. So
yeah,
it was a train as we got going. It was kind of unstoppable, and Drake was done.
It's a bad day to be a Bulldog in Vermilion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep. Phenomenal. Great performance by the Yotes in this one, and we're glad that Avery was able to join us and talk about this. Dr. O said it was such a fun night. You could tell we had good momentum and stayed positive. I think this volleyball team right now, they believe in themselves. They believe that they can win. No matter who we're playing, even when we were taking on Kansas a week ago, like Kansas was big and strong, but the Yotes were still not backing down and still, playing with them. And I think that's the big thing.
Right. And you listen to the post-game press conference, they were disappointed they lost that game.
Right.
So, they believe. And
yeah,
I do too, for what it's worth.
And so Mark mentioned earlier the rowdy crew in section 106, row 2. Mark, you want to give a little bit more insight there?
Well, so Avery gave us a little insight to who these gentlemen are, but they were, if you watch the stream Thursday or Friday, I finally made it. Sorry, Avery, on Saturday. But these guys were what I would dream of if we could get a couple thousand of these people in the stands, just into it, dancing at every intermission, cheering. Based on what I saw, the gentleman there in the USD law shirt, I assumed he's in law school, and I swear they were chanting like law firm names during not set points, like just random points in the middle of the set, like Jones and Johnson for points. That might not be true. My hearing's not what it used to be, but just fantastic, into it 100%. And they were great and they were fantastic. And I hope they keep showing up. It looks like, with the football jersey, maybe they're at their football game as well. But yeah, props to these guys. They were amazing. Keep coming.
Absolutely. So, we mentioned taking it to Drake a little bit. Mark.
LJ and Lauren got to sign the Drake Bulldog after our weekend with Drake. So
is this picture going to come back again?
It will never get old.
Oh, phenomenal. Oh. Well, in addition to that, soccer hosted Wyoming. The team from Laramie came out, and in this one, it ended up a 1-1 tie, as Mark mentioned earlier. Clarissa Vega, you've heard that name before. Pretty decent at soccer. Ended up scoring a goal in this one, her 6th of the season, assisted by Riley Haldeman. And that was in the first period, half. I'm not a soccer guy, remember.
We got to get a soccer people on.
We need soccer people on here to tell us
stuff.
Yep, yeah. What's happening. So Yotes were up 1-0 at the halftime intermission, and then gave up a goal to Wyoming, but it ended up in that tie. So exciting stuff. Proud of the soccer team. I don't have a whole lot of other stats other than that.
I did see shots on goal were overwhelming in our favor. So it was played on Wyoming's half. We just couldn't find the go-ahead there. So I would love someone from soccer. If you watch soccer or you're a player or coach, like just give us a little, I don't know, a thumbs up if we're happy with the tie, or a thumbs down if we're disappointed in the tie. I never know what to do with the tie. So like I say, we need to get soccer on to figure some of this out.
All right. Well, tennis, we mentioned, was at the Gopher Invite up in the Twin Cities, and lots of stuff happened. Where can we find the results for this one, Mark?
I believe those are still at goyotes.com.
Yes, absolutely. So you can find all those results, but the Yotes finished with 7 singles wins and 3 doubles wins over the weekend. Lots of, great tennis happening. And, we're excited about tennis. We're a pro tennis program, and so we're hoping to get someone from tennis on to be a friend of the show here this season as well. So lots of good stuff there. Make sure to follow along on goyotes.com so we can do that. Coming up this week,
Coyote Report Monday night with John Thayer. As we mentioned, conference play begins for football. They're at NDSU at 1 o'clock. Volleyball hosts Oral Roberts Saturday at 12:30. Tennis is at the Creighton Invite Friday through Saturday. Men's golf at the Zach Johnson Invitational. I've heard of Zach Johnson, actually, in West Des Moines. Women's golf is at the Diane Thompson Invitational. A lot of invitationals happening in Columbia, Columbia, Missouri. Soccer's at St. Thomas, and softball at Marty, and we'll also host Kirkwood on Saturday. So get your Skittles ready, and
that's it.
Well,
that's all that's going on.
Well, and volleyball's actually at North Dakota on Thursday as well.
Oh, way to go, slide maker.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We got the home one on here, but yeah, going to be at North Dakota up in Grand Forks before coming back home to play Oral Roberts. So, yep, we got lots of action for the Yotes.
Very interesting time.
Most of the stuff you can watch on the Summit League Network if you have access to that. If you don't, just hit me up. I'll probably send you my username and password. No, I won't do that, but
yes, you would. Yes, you would.
But make sure to tune in and support the Yotes for all of the activities coming up this week. All right. You guys excited?
It's going to be a good week.
I think so, too.
NDSU homecoming for football. So let's go spoil it again.
Yeah. We've done it before. Might as well do it again.
Well, how do we wrap up the show? And now,
and that's just what they wanted to do there. And all things considered, again, you see the iChart cardboard cutout. How appropriate.
Through the review, the iChart made its way to the video board. It really injected some energy.
our own Mark Wendt is famous for holding up that eye chart at basketball games, both men's and women's, when officials make questionable calls. We are going to give our eye chart of the week moments for moments that have happened over the past week, whether it was in games or in life in general, on things that were maybe questionable calls by others. And so before we do that, we're going to review the results from this past week in our eye chart of the week segment. Mark, go ahead and take us through the results.
This is absolute bogus.
Jordan Decker, who decided to wear black to a whiteout, is the overwhelming winner of this poll. I voted for it. I hope you all did too. Coming in second was the refs at some other game that we don't really care about. And my nominee, the NCAA, which could win every other week. People got tired of voting for him, so I finished third.
Absolute crap. Absolute crap. 7,000 of you just.
Well, Jordan,
there's so many of you folks out there. Why don't you give me a white shirt? Because they weren't available when I went to Vermilion in 3 different spots. Anyways, I'm being a sore loser.
I had no issue finding white shirts for myself and my wife throughout the week, so I don't know what the issue was, but that's fine. So I won by nominating Jordan for the eye chart of the week. So I guess I'll go first. It is end of the first quarter time for those of you that have children that attend high school, middle school, grade school, or any of those schools. Usually at the end of the first quarter, that includes attending these things called parent-teacher conferences. Elementary school teachers do a phenomenal job with parent-teacher conferences. You walk into that conference, they have everything scheduled. They hand you a nice folder saying, these are the things that we're teaching your children in class, and here's some examples of their work to meet those objectives. However, if you're a parent whose children then go into middle school and high school, I have experienced personally that some of those middle school and high school teachers don't do as great of a job of running those parent-teacher conferences. Many times I'll walk in, I'll get the, who are you? And I'll say, oh, I'm so-and-so's dad, right? Whichever child I'm there to represent. And they'll just look at me and say, oh yeah, he's doing fine. And then that's all they say. I'm like, I don't even know what class this is, Mr. or Miss Teacher. Please, can you tell me a little bit more information about what's going on there? I took a little bit of effort to come in to talk to you about what's happening in my child's education. Can you take a little bit of effort to talk to me about what you're doing in their school work? Because of that, I'm going to nominate middle school and high school teachers with my eye chart of the week for how they run their parent-teacher conferences.
Fair.
Oh, did I get second in
You
that
did.
game of FCA? Oh, I got second. Okay, so mine's a little weird this week. There were some others that I thought of doing, but didn't want to get too opinionated. Mine is going out to Asian beetles and their annoying as hell offspring that bite. Like, they're actually from hell. It is a beautiful day in Western Sioux Falls today. Just wanted to sit outside, watch football, do some stuff around the house. And yeah, get the ticker on the bottom. You know, I don't know how many people have a strong opinion on Asian beetles, but here we go. But they were everywhere, hundreds of them flying around, these little gnats, which I don't even know if they're offspring, but they probably ganged up together just to piss me off today. But they're biting. I'm just trying to get stuff done around the house, watch the Vikings crush the Bengals, and I couldn't enjoy it because these little suckers are flying around everywhere. They're biting all the time. I had to replace a couple lights outside, and my shorts are absolutely covered with these little gnats. So anyways, Asian beetles, my eye chart of the week.
You know, they were imported. They were imported to eat some sort of worm that eats the soybeans. That's why they're here.
They should have been imported to eat the little gnats that are biting the hell out of me.
Right. I feel like there's a nursery rhyme about that, but
the more you know.
For me, my eye chart of the week is going to, and there's no hard feelings here. I'm going to point you out. It's a staple of Main Street in Vermilion, the Varsity Bar, the Varsity Pub. They posted to their Facebook this Saturday about the game day in Vermilion, Yotes versus Drake, and they were having a watch party at the Varsity, and you should come down and watch the Yotes beat Drake at the Varsity. I know we called out another establishment on Main Street last year, and perhaps I've missed one, but Varsity, you're going to get it this week. We're not a big enough town to be hosting a watch party when we're having a home game. We're just not. And I know you're in business to make money, and I get all that. But the first business downtown Vermilion that shuts down during a football game, you can have my money. I will 100% have your back. So long story short, the Varsity Pub gets my eye chart of the week for hosting a watch party for a home game, for a football game.
Yep, that's gonna win this week. I'm thinking
that's gonna win.
Yeah. So if you're out there, go ahead and follow us on the Twitter machine. Vote for your results. You can be one of the thousands of people who vote each week on those results, and you can see the results next week in the program. Any final comments here, gentlemen?
Big week ahead.
Yep, that'll do it.
Well, once again, special thanks to our sponsor, 19 Brewing Company, Main Street, Vermilion, South Dakota. Make sure to go in, check out all the great options that they have, food, beverages, just the atmosphere. Perfect place to view. They're not hosting watch parties during home games, so make sure to get in there and check it out. Tell them that the Howling Podcast sent you if you head in there, and do try what's happening. As always, the Howling Podcast is a production of the Wakanda Peach Company, LLC, out of Burbank, South Dakota. I think we did okay this week. Special thanks to our guest, Avery Vanhook. Awesome guest.
Yes.
Yep.
For Jordan Decker, for Mark Wendt, I'm Chad Berger. Until next time,
Go Yotes.
Go Yotes.
Go Yotes.
Let's go! 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runza sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened this week.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson of USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.